So for today's Patterns of Power lesson, you are going to notice. And I've pulled our sentence, actually I've pulled two sentences out of one of my favorite books, one of our read-alouds, Pecan Pie Baby. So let's take a look at the sentence. It's up on the board. You can read with me if you want to. Ready? Upstairs, comma, I got that teary, choky feeling. And even though there were a whole lot of people in my house, I felt real alone. Whoa. It's a beautiful sentence, isn't it? Yeah, there is a lot for us to notice today. So here's what we're going to do. Just like normal, I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to talk with your table groups. You have Post-its at your table. So chat about what you notice, write things down, and in just a couple of minutes, I'm going to call on each table so you can share what you've noticed about these sentences. All right? All right, ready, set, talk.
She had repetition. And also, she didn't just say I'm sad, she described how she was sad.
She didn't say I'm there. There's two subjects her feelings were very descriptive.
You guys notice some good things? Yeah, what do you notice about that repetition?
There's always describing how she's feeling, like how she's really
It doesn't just say she said. Yeah, is Jacqueline Woodson really making her point clear with how the character feels? All right, that's good. What else do you notice?
supporting details of the second sentence.
Yes. Okay, that's good. I'll probably call in you guys, okay? Are we ready?
So there's setting, then there's comma, then it describes.
All right, have you guys noticed things?
Yeah.
What have you noticed?
There's
You noticed what? Oh, it starts with a capital.
stretched it out.
Yes, so both sentences start with a capital.
Her feelings.
Yeah. How?
Both sentences, it said that I got that teary, choky feeling.
Yeah.
So she said I felt real.
Yeah, okay, so teary, choky feeling. What is teary and choky? Like what's going on with that?
She's showing how she's feeling sad.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, good. All right, you guys have ideas?
So repetition.
Commas. You know what? That's okay. Good. I'm glad that you noticed that because I really want someone.
There's a setting.
There's a setting. Okay.
And good part explains how she
Okay. Good. All right, you guys, can we talk? Woo! I didn't hear this table, but I'm not calling everyone. Oh, I like don't even need to ring the bell today. That's messed up. Okay, why don't we start on this side of the room? I know that there's quite a bit for us to notice in these sentences, and let's just go around to each table and tell us what you noticed, and then we'll move on until they've all been taken up, okay? All right, this table, what did you notice?
I noticed that the two sentences were
Yeah.
talking about how she felt sad.
Ah, that's a really good thing to notice. So Jacqueline Woodson has used two sentences side by side, both describing her feelings. Yeah. TJ, how do you know she was feeling sad? She didn't even use the word sad in the sentence.
Because it said like teary, choky feeling.
Okay, so we have some adjectives. Teary, choky, or adverbs actually.
And then it said, I felt real alone.
I felt real alone. Would somebody like to talk about that? What did you notice with just that one part of the line? Real alone. Nurse's table, what do you think? Yeah.
There's repetition.
There is repetition. What happens when an author uses repetition in the story? What happens when you use repetition when you're writing stories? What does it do to the meaning? Maybe how? What does it do?
It is probably important to the story.
It's probably, okay, yeah. What else is going on with this repetition? We know that it's important. It's giving feelings. What else, Colin?
When you repeat the same word aloud, kind of, it's like, and then an emotion or something, then it's a strong emotion.
It is a strong emotion. Do you guys notice what kind of letters are used in that one? Can you tell? Can you tell? Remember when we learned about the titles?
Italic?
Those are also italicized. What do you think's going on with that? We've learned that authors italicize titles, but what if we italicize just a word that's not a title? What do you think? Any ideas about that, Addison? It is very important. Did you notice when I read this aloud, I said, and even though there were a whole lot of people in my house, I felt real alone. You emphasize it when you're reading it out loud. Okay. What else did you notice? I called on this table, Let's go to this table. Ooh, sorry. There are so many commas. I'm really glad you noticed that. How many commas do you see in these two sentences?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right, she sees 5 commas. And there's a couple of different purposes that these commas play in these two sentences. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have this first comma, upstairs, comma. All right, so commas have many different functions. One of the functions is just like you see here in this beautiful sentence. Upstairs, comma. Downstairs, comma, I. Last night, comma, I. Early this morning, comma, I. What in the world am I doing? Yesterday, comma, we. Ramaisa, what do you think?
It has setting.
It is, so many of those examples are setting. What else?
Separates parts of the sentence.
It does separate a part of the sentence.
It's the first word.
Yes. What do we call something that's the beginning?
It
It is called,
introduction.
yeah. We have an introductory phrase. I-N-T-R-O-D-U-C. All right, so this comma is part of an introductory phrase. Could anybody right now give me an example of using an introductory phrase with a comma? Any old sentence? Yes, Drew.
It's not an introductory
Oh.
phrase, but you know how you use commas like 1, 2, 3, 1, and then comma, and then 2. And then
Yes. Do you also notice that?
Comma.
Where?
Yeah. It's like real and real.
Yes, okay, so Drew has moved on to another thing that we need to learn. I'll let somebody give me an example of an introductory phrase in just a second. Davin, are you with me?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Drew has also noticed, let me change colors, that we're also using a comma to list things. The one that I just boxed in a red square, this is what TJ mentioned. What is it that the author is listing? Yeah.
Feelings.
Feelings, that's right. So the other way that a comma can be used is to list things in a series, whether it's feelings, colors, food, days of the week, people. You can list things in a series. Can you show me a thumbs up if you knew that already? Okay, list, I'm gonna say items in a series. Fantastic. Okay, is there anything else we haven't mentioned about these sentences that you think are worth noticing? Stefina.
The I's are capital.
Ah, yes. They've capitalized the proper noun I, or not the proper noun, sorry. They've capitalized the pronoun I. We always capitalize that. I'm glad you remember. What else? Sophia?
She's talking about like really different things. Like if there are a lot of people in her house, maybe it feel like very like safe. And then she talked about how she's being alone upstairs.
Tell me more. I love where you're going with this.
She's feeling.
Sophia's talking about this sentence here. And she's noticed something about it. Woo!
That like usually in a book, if you were like with lots of people, you'd feel like safe. And you'll
Yes.
feel calm. Now you're like really alone.
Okay, did you guys hear what Sophia just said? Let me repeat it. It was a very good one. She said normally if you're in a house full of a lot of people, you are not going to feel alone. You're going to feel like you're surrounded. Do you think this is a craft move that Jacqueline Woodson used? Yeah. Can we kind of think of a name or kind of refer to that as something? Anybody have an idea? If the house is full, but she's feeling alone, is that like an opposite?
Yeah.
She's kind of, yeah, explaining using an opposite. Does that make sense to you? Yeah. Okay. So we've got opposite ideas that express one idea. Excellent. Anything else? Okay, I can't believe that nobody's mentioned this one. There's one thing. Farhan?
Is it two sentences?
It what?
There's two sentences.
Oh, there are two sentences. That's not what I had in mind, but it's true. Ishan.
Did we put it at the end?
Yep. She has punctuation at the end of both sentences. Marissa?
They used commas to list.
Yes, we know there's commas in a sentence to list ideas. Ah.
After real, they
Yes.
indented it down and it's a real alone.
Yes, you guys, what in the world is going on here? Everybody look here, please. Real, and then she spaced down and pushed it all the way in so it looks like it's on a slant. Real alone. That's not an indentation. I'm glad you used that word, but that's actually not. Because an indentation would start a new paragraph. This is part of the same sentence. What in the world do you think is going on? What do you think Jacqueline Woodson was doing? Did she make a mistake?
No.
Do you think she did that intentionally
Yes.
to convey meaning? Yeah, probably so. Yeah. Drew, what do you think?
I thought you just kept it like that for like to fit it like fancy.
Oh, you thought I made a mistake? No, this is actually how it's printed in the book.
What?
Yeah. I'll show you. I can read it later. See if you can see this. Real, and then she says real alone down on the next line.
I can't see it.
Cool, huh? I'll come. You see that? All right, Nabiha, why do you think Jacqueline Woodson did this?
She's emphasizing those two words.
You think she's really emphasizing it. So does she have two ways of emphasizing? We know that she's emphasized it using italics, but she's also just thrown the next real down on a new line. Did it work?
Yeah.
Did we read the sentence thinking, wow, she really felt alone? Did you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I did too. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
She made another rule in grammar.
She really used craft to space it in a way that we don't learn normally. That's not typical. So she was really being artful with her sentence. Yeah.
I think it means like why she made it down there. I think it means that she wanted to like the other people feel like also alone. With people who are reading the book, the people who are alone, they want. I don't know how to explain it.
She wants people who read the book that feel alone. How does she want them to feel?
But she also wants them to feel like she's like trying to make them happy because
Yeah.
she's also alone.
Yeah.
I don't know how to
Good, Farhan. I think that's an excellent idea. All right, my friends. Is there anything else we need to comment on? Yes?
The real alone is like the main thing in the sentence.
This bottom part is like
It's
the main thing in the sentence, is that what you said?
shows what she really feels instead
Ah,
of
like that's where she wants us to focus. She feels real alone. Yeah. Okay, tomorrow, yes, not right now. Tomorrow when you guys come in, we'll look at this sentence from Pecan Pie Baby again, and I'll also show you the twin sentence, right? The one that I write, and we'll notice what is similar and what is different. Before we wrap up today, let me woo! Here is our focus phrase. Can somebody read that focus phrase to me? KJ, loudly and proudly.
I can use a comma to separate items in a series or to separate an introductory element in a sentence.
Good. Can everybody read that focus phrase, please? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
I can use a comma to separate items in a series or to separate an introductory element in
a
a sentence.
sentence.
Okay, good job. You don't need to write it down right now. We'll write it tomorrow.
Yeah. What if
All right.
we forget about it?
Well done. I'm going to show you, like I do every week, I'll show it to you tomorrow.